want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call
What's going on, y'all? I just started getting up. I've been in pain the whole time. Probably.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get the squeezy, leaving nigga leaving. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Trying to catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight.
Yo, Matthew, what's going on, bro? What's going on? I'm sorry I'm a little late, but I ain't gonna leave y'all out there, man. I say I gotta come in for y'all, man. Yeah, I'm just not getting up like a few minutes ago, boy. It was a rough little night, but I'm good.
They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leaving nigga.
Yeah, let's get on this here. Kawhi Elliott, what's good, big dog? Look, what's good with your family? What's good with you? Yeah, I'm really like just now getting up. Like I woke up like 15 minutes ago, and I was like, you know what? I ain't about to leave them out there like that. Them are people. And you know, if you do something, you gotta go ahead and make sure you do it every time. You know, Auntie Black Cherry, salute Queen, Princess. I always wonder why we supposed to call our females princess, but then they talk about the queens are Zion, you know, as the Israelites. So I be getting confused. I be getting mixed up sometimes. Peace and blessings. Yeah, I'm back in the mood, Kawhi. Okay. What we gonna drop? What I was gonna drop today, right? Everybody, they going crazy because of what Boots done did. Now I'm not gonna say what he did wasn't great, spectacular. I mean, he did a great job, but he had an opponent that was tailor made for him. Like people forget when Roman Villa was fighting Rashidi Ellis. Rashidi Ellis was beating that man's tail all around the screen. Like, what's up, young world? What's going on? Like, he was beating that man, he was beating him from pillar to post. Like, people forget about that. Like, I guess they I guess they don't I guess they don't remember that. They don't remember that at all. But Rashidi was beating that man down for like 7 rounds, maybe even 8. And then Rashidi ran out of gas. He ran out of gas. And when he ran out of gas, that's what happened. He got whooped on. And see, it was supposed to be a showcase fight for Rashidi. See, the showcase fight was for Rashidi first. And Rashidi was supposed to go out there. He was supposed to destroy a great salute, Shalom Marquis. Rashidi Ellis was supposed to go out there, and he was supposed to put on that clinic and beat deliver stuffing out of Roman Villa. Because Rashidi, his first fight when he got over the PBC, he knocked the dude out, and I think he was in the first or the second round. Like he knocked the dude out early. I can't remember exactly which round it was, but yeah, TM, I know that. I know that. I know Rashidi came off the long layoff. No, he did not take that Roman Villa fight on 2 weeks' notice. When he first came off the layoff, he took a fight and he knocked the dude out either the first or the second round. Then they set that fight up for him. He had a whole training camp. Yeah, he had a whole training camp for Roman Villa. Now, Roman Villa took the fight kind of short notice. Actually, Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, the layoff, like Rashidi, he did what was bad for Rashidi is when he came off that layoff, he knocked that dude out, he didn't get the rounds in. See, Rashidi thought he done came up with some new power and everything, and that when he came up off the layoff, he was like, okay, boom, I'm putting stuff down. And when he was fighting Via, Rashidi was hitting him with, I mean, Rashidi was looking great. He was looking like damn Sugar Ray out there. Like he was dipping, dodging, hitting, pop, pop. Like he was putting on a clinic against Roman Villa. Rashidi was putting on a pure clinic, and then Roman Villa he just kept eating them shots, kept eating them shots. But Rashidi wasn't going to that body. See, Rashidi was headhunting that man, and that man has a hard head. He was absorbing those shots, and then Rashidi's gas tank started to daggone stall out. And it started to bubble up. And then Rashidi started getting caught. And from from 8 to 12, it was all she wrote. Rashidi started getting caught and got dropped twice. And they gave the fight to Ramon Villa when I thought Rashidi won 8-4. But he also got dropped twice. So that puts it 6-4. Take away them 2 points right there, he should have still won 6-4. But yeah, so because they gave Boots the carry Kukadaja, because they were supposed to get Boots. See, PBC, what they do, they build fighters. While top rate, they make fighters. Like top rate, they make fighters look good. But see, PBC, they try to put you in with a fight with the best fight that's somewhat more like you, so you can get your skills together, so you can go to the next level. They put they put Boots in there with Karen Kukadaja because Karen Kukadaja, he had good leg work, and he was a boxer. He was supposed to be a boxer, not a runner. Just like Rashidi has leg work and he can box. And they put Rashidi in there with Ramon Villa, a hard hitter, come forward type. So they was building up Rashidi's name to make him and Boots a super fight because see Boots really don't have nobody to fight because Spence and Crawford are tied up with each other. So Boots is just on the outside looking in. I mean, Virgil was there, but Virgil was talking about way up there. We gonna fight way up there and everything. And now Virgil's going to the 154 probably. So Boots, he was the only one left without a dancing partner. So PBC was gonna build Boots a dancing partner. They was gonna build him. They was gonna build Boots a dancing partner. That was gonna be Rashidi, but Rashidi couldn't bring it home. Rashidi had the man. If Rashidi could have stayed on his feet, if he could have stayed on his feet, we could have had peace, Dark Truth. We could have had a great fight between Rashidi and Boots. But that boy Ramon Villa, he played upset mind, and he said, "I'm not going out." Creole Travel salute my brother. And so Rashidi and them got upset, and Ramon Villa ended up crashing the party. And he said, "Nah, I'm not about to be nobody's stepping stone." He said, "I'm the stone. I'm stepping." And they crashed Rashidi down. So after he beat Rashidi, he put himself in the mix. So now instead of Rashidi and Boots for something big, it would been that would have been a hell of a daggone that would have probably been Boots' first pay-per-view. They would have probably headlined that as his first pay-per-view. Rashidi and Boots. But it's over with. So now Boots has to find another partner. He got a chance for Stadiotis. Stadiotis, like my boy BFTV say, Arachnus Baratheon, off of the best of the best. But Stadiotis, he hasn't had a payday in almost 2 years. And, for a person that lives off of that, it's probably bad. Yeah, Jay Cooley salute. Yeah, Creole Traveler. Vila got heart. Yeah. because he was supposed to be Rashidi Ellis' stepping stone. That's what I was saying. But he turned the tables on Rashidi Ellis and stepped on Rashidi. So yeah, he got hurt. But everybody go crazy like Boost did this, Boost did that. Yeah, Boost did this, Boost did that, but the guy was tailor made. And don't act like we ain't seen that guy get his ass whooped by Rashidi for 7 rounds. He just cranked up and took the loot and whooped TJ the fan. Salute, brother. But yeah, like I was saying, he just cranked it up, put himself in a better situation. So he got 2 checks instead of one. But I think Ramon Villa would be a nightmare for some people. Like Stadionis and Villa would be a great fight. Stadionis and Villa, because Stadionis, something tell me he gonna duck Boots, but I hope he don't. I hope Showtime and Steve Espinosa and Al Haymon give Stadionis enough money where he go ahead and get in the ring and fight with Boots. Because Stadionis, we only got him versus Stadionis and damn. Somebody, what was my man name that him and Stadionis went back and forth with? I forgot. The guy that beat Jamal James. It was Stadionis versus damn. This man sucked my damn energy, boy. It was Stadionis and Butayev. Yeah. Thank you, Runaway Slave. It was Butayev. Yep. Oh yeah, let me drop the link. My bad, people. I forgot to drop my text mark link. Um, yes, but yeah, like I was saying, we were supposed to have a whole different fight. We were supposed to have Boots. We were supposed to have Boots and Rashidi Ellis, right here before we got Crawford Spence. We were supposed to have that fight right there. Salute Valentine. Um, TJ the fan. Salute brother. Freak. You real cool lives. Salute, salute. Yeah, thank you, TM Butayev. Yeah, I got it. But everybody going crazy. But this is like everybody. If y'all remember when Errol fought Leonard BUNDU? Remember Leonard BUNDU, the one that could switch hit, the one that gave Keith Thurman fits, who Thurman couldn't stop. Because we seen Vila already had a loss. But you know, BUNDU that was 31 and he was 30. Was he 32-1? Yeah. Little BUNDU who was 32-1, he a switch hitter. He got in the ring with Spence. Spence boxed him, shocked him, and sent his ass to the nether realm. Remember? Spence beat the thingamajig up out of that man. Like Spence laid that man out. And you remember all the talk when Spence laid him out? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, this guy was a step up fight like Leonard Bundu was for Spence. But people sitting there talking about how Boots beat Spence and Crawford. They got nothing coming because Spence has been the boogeyman. Spence has been the A class destroyer, the Reaper, Mr. Soul Snatcher, Mr. Body Dispatcher. Like this man dispatches with your body. And this is what Earl's been doing. So when you think that Boots did something, Professor Zoom, salute, brother. So when you think he did something special, you got to remember the Leonard Bundu and Spence. Spence been did this. Spence did this, and that was a step up fight for Spence because Kell Brook didn't want to fight him. So, you know, they had to do the next best thing. And Leonard Bundu had already been in there with Keith Thurman, gave Thurman fits. And so, you know, they was trying to set up a Thurman and Spence down the line if they could get Spence to get a belt. That was what Thurman told him. If Spence get a belt, we can fight. So, they had Spence in line. Spence, everybody talk about Shakur Stevenson and the Devin Haney situation with Shakur having to take 25% for 4 belts. I think it's preposterous. I feel like Shakur's been pampered in this game because he got 1.7 million while Jamal Herring got 500K, and Jamel Herring was the champion, and he talking about his only business. But what I was saying, I'm not trying to go to the subject right now. What I was saying is he won't take 25% to get 4 belts, but Earl Spence had to take 25% of 75% to go fight Kell Brook. Earl Spence and Kell Brook was 75-25, and it was just for 1 belt. Plus, he had to go all the way over to England. So, Kell Brook and Earl Spence was a 75-25 split. So, I don't want to hear nobody talk about what split somebody should take or shouldn't take. Every great fighter has had to sacrifice and take a split. Jack Johnson, he had to give up $15,000 and future fight earnings for his first title match. He had to give up future fight earnings. Like, he had to give this guy portion of his fight checks for a certain, I can't remember the period of time. I think it was like for 10 fights. A portion of his fight went to his former champ for him to get the fight. So, Truth. Shalom, brother. Yeah, Marlon. Vila didn't have hardly no. Vila was a showcase fight. Boots was supposed to get him up out of there earlier. It pissed me off because I had money on Boots from the 7th to the 9th round. Like, that was the ideal amount of rounds, 7 to 9. That gives you a 3 fight window, and you should take the man out. Like, he has no movement. By that time, you should have broke him down to the body and smashed his head. It took you 10 rounds. Like, that's a round too long, really, in my book. Like, you can't put yourself with the elite killers. And I must say this, Bud may be a lot of things, but Bud is a finisher. And Bud gets you hurt, Bud gonna get you up out of there. It took Boots too long. He sitting there playing with his food. He played with his food, basically. Like, Bud would have got him up out of there, but I don't think that Bud can handle the pressure that Ramon Villa puts out there. But I know when it comes time to stop, Bud can finish it. Boots just had a hard time finishing it. What people don't realize, you need to go body, then head. Because if you want to tuck somebody in for the long nap, you got to tuck them in. That's body, 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 head. That's how you tuck a person in. That's why Devin couldn't get Cambosis up out of there. He was straight head hunting. Plus, his power has remained to be seen. Shalom, how you, Vata? Okay, I done dropped the link. Anybody want to get up here to discuss anything? The link is out there. So true. How you been, brother? But yeah. X4 LS Curtis. Shalom. Yeah, we in here. Laura State Boots need these rounds, obviously. I mean, yeah, I didn't say I'm not taking nothing away from Boots, brother. Yeah, don't do that. I just say he was playing with his food. What I'm saying is Boots got the rounds with Kerry Kukadaja. What I'm saying is if Boots need the round, he need to go more effectively with the rounds. Like, you can get these rounds in, but don't play with your food. If you play with your food, if you look at the side of Boots' head, I appreciate that, LX. When you play with your food, you look like the side of Boots' head, he had that big ass mark on the side of his head. And he was swole at the eye. That's why he had them big ass glasses on. And exactly, Auntie Black Cherry. Salute Bud Crawford beat Spence the easy route. Got me a Bud fan up in here. Shalom, appreciate it. You welcome here too, brother. This is a family environment. I accept everybody. We all can't be the same thing because then, that makes for a boring conversation. But exactly, Auntie Black Terry is right. Let me highlight what she said. Boots has to realize that if he plays with his food, the more chance of him getting caught. Exactly. He will play with his food, and his food kept catching him. And one of them catches could have put his ass down, honestly. One of them could have put him down. But, you know, that's the way it be. Hey, Bud Crawford B. Spence. Hey, you wanna hop up here and talk? I mean, I let people get up here and everything. We talk about different things in boxing. It ain't no trying to tear nobody down type thing, bro. Like we all discuss our opinions, and it's like you at like a sports bar. That's what it is. That's what I'm called, upper echelon sports bar. I want to keep it like a sports bar. We talk and we kick it around. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. We kick it around like a sports bar. Anybody can hop up here. Just keep it respectful and like don't say nothing too crazy and get me shut down. Anybody that wanna hop in there can get it. Yeah, 84 LX. Yeah, my daughter would have caught him. My daughter was good. If he was going against my daughter, it would have been probably a little bit different. But that's Adrian Broder was playing with his food, but Adrian Broder should have never fought my daughter. My daughter was too much for him anyway. Like Adrian Broder should never went to the welterweight division. Like that's why almost I think all his losses are from welterweights. He lost to Sean Porter. He lost to Pacquiao. He lost to my daughter. Like, yeah, welterweight. He should never came to the welterweight division. But Adrian was a draw. Adrian used to bring in that money for Al Heyman. Like, after Floyd retired, Adrian, and see, that's why they love Keith Thurman so much, because Keith Thurman used to bring in that money for them too. Keith Thurman and Broder. And see, yeah, so true. Everybody sit there and talk about that right there. Everybody know EJ watches everything that people say. Before Bud them went off, they had that cookout. And you remember Bud sat there and said the cookout, he said you don't eat hot sauce. See, Errol watches everything you put online. So see, Bud had already said he don't eat hot sauce. In that cookout when they was going for that send-off, that's when Terrence Crawford had said, I don't eat hot sauce. When they was talking about the fish fry and all that stuff. And so EJ seen that and he remembered him saying that. And he brought it out there. That's letting you know, like, I see every comment y'all make. Everything. So everything burning the box and all that shit say EJ sees it. He hears it. And he's gonna make them pay for it in full. They all gotta pay for it. Exactly, Creel. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts. And LS Cuddy. That's that's what I've been trying to explain to people right there. EJ is stalking his food. See, he's trying not to be too skittish. He's like a leopard on the hunt. He's trying not to do something that scares off the antelope. See, he know he still got to get Bud in that ring because Bud can still pull up an injury or say he got an injury and not get into that ring. So, Errol got to make sure he don't spook Bud. Yeah, Joshua, that's crazy because if he thinks back to his own cookout, he said the shit. Like, that's what I said, boy. Bud and Bomac and them, they some simple motherfuckers, boy. Simple as hell. But yeah, EJ definitely played it cool because EJ, he has a veracity about him. and he's still like EJ. I can see him like physically fighting to hold it in. Like he's physically fighting to hold it in, and like salute Roger. He physically fighting to hold that in because EJ wants to get that man and give him exactly anti-black Terry like animosity. Like that shows that they don't really trust each other for real. That girl was quick to be like, I didn't do it. Yeah, they don't trust each other over there because they know it's a lot of backbiting and they all like to talk behind each other back over there. You can tell they're a bunch of backbiting ass people, but like, but yeah, Master Khalik, Shalom, brother. Yeah, exactly. Bud is so sensitive, and Bud's pride is everything. And at least right now, they got Bud thinking that he can do what he got to do. Salute Chitler. But what's gonna happen is they not trying to spook the deer. They spook the deer, then they gonna lose out on it. But hey, I'm just happy we got the fight. You feel me? I'm just happy we got the fight because hey, this is the best year of boxing that I can say. I haven't seen a year like this in boxing in a long time. And Jamel Charlo and Earl Spence is putting us in a position where we can make some serious money this year. Like, dude asked me, he said this, he said, I'm Echelon. I got a little bit of money. How should I bet? I say, look, if you got at least $12,000, I say put $1,000 on each round. He said, why would I do that? I said, because rounds 1, 2, and 3 pay off 10,000 plus. So 10,000 plus, if it hits, if Bud goes to sleep in round 1, 2, or 3, if you got 1,000 on that, you win 100,000. Yeah, 100,000 because they got Spence the underdog. So you can put it on each round and you won't lose as long as Spence knocks the man out. Then from like round 4 to like round 9, it's like 4,500 to 5,000. It's in that range. It don't go lower than 4,500. So 1,000 on that would be 45,000. And in the back half, it's got like 60 and 70. So the lowest amount that you can win is $45,000. You can't beat that. Hey, Chitlin, I'll make a Bud thing, man. Like my people was asking for the Spence thing though, and like I don't mind making videos. I made a couple videos for Bud. Like I had no problem against Bud. The only problem I had against Bud is that he didn't give us the fight. When he didn't give us the fight, that 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 made it stop being 50-50 down the line. But I was always man down strap season. Big Fish, Free Smoke Jr., Mr. Put him in the dirt, smoking on Bud. So, we always gonna be representing the Big Fish. But, he had equal footing with me because, I wasn't gonna show biasness but a little bit. I wasn't gonna put him down. But see, when he started playing these games and stopped wanting to fight, then that right there is when we fell out right there. Kareem, what's going on, brother?
How you been?
I've been good, bro. How you been, man?
Hanging in there, hanging in there.
Yes, sir.
I see you popped up, so I said I'll go ahead and jump on and hang out with you for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, I was sitting there talking about how how Spence had Bundu and like how Villa was tailor made for Rashidi Ellis, but Rashidi Ellis couldn't close the deal, so he got past the boots. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because if you remember that fight, remember Rashidi was beating that man across the range. You know, he was beating him for the first 7 rounds.
he's beating his ass.
Yeah,
And
he was
that
putting
was
on the clinic.
and that was horribly unsatisfying the way he faded out. I mean,
It was just like, boy, like the bottom dropped out. But you know, he had so many years. I mean, he was on layoff for 2 years. James Dunnigan salute. But yeah, he was out. And that's what the problem was. I'm like, man, you got that first fight, but he didn't get the rounds in because he dropped that dude in like 2 rounds, remember?
yeah. You know what
So
though? That speaks to what's the guy name again? Raymond. What's his name again?
Ramon Villa.
Ramon Villa. That speaks to his punch resistant, man. That motherfucker could take a punch out of this world, man. It'd be nice to see him get with somebody from the United States and start training over here instead of doing all that training and walking and taking those shots. Because his whole defense is like getting punched. And man, he ain't got no defense, but he'd be a killer if he got over here somewhere. Imagine Derek James with him and being able to walk guys like Keith Thurman down, but having the style of Derek James. He'd be a monster. That motherfucker would be a
He'd
monster.
be a baby. He'd be a baby Spitz.
That motherfucker took a lot of crazy ass shots in this fight over the weekend,
My
man.
wife, my
God
wife, watching the fight. My wife said he reminded me of that movie Rocky.
damn.
And I was like, damn. And my wife don't really watch boxing, but she know I like the classic boxing movies.
Yeah.
Like my favorite boxing movie is Digstown. You know, my boy Honey Roy Palmer fought the 10 people in one night.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, when she seen Villa, she was just like around and see that's what pissed me off because see I had boots from round 7 to round 9 for the KO. Because I'm good at picking rounds and I'm good at analyzing boxing because this is my passion. This is what I used to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at Vila. I looked at where Boots say he is, where Boots supposed to be, and I say between 7 and 9, the man should be getting up out of there. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like he should be getting up out of there by then. It shouldn't be no longer than that. So I put the bet in for that. He had to stop in the 10th round. That's why I said the man played with his food, man. Like, you can't do that when you get against more upper competition. And then Boots sitting there talking about, well, we ain't seen nothing yet. But, like, bro, that was supposed to be like your Kell Brook. Like, that's your Leonard Bundu. Now you got to go out here and get your Kell Brook. Because you sit here calling out Earl Spence right now. You barking up the wrong tree because
Yeah, he definitely barking up the wrong tree.
Because Big Fish, you ain't seen the levels that Big Fish can take it to. Like, Big Fish just bulldozing niggas right now, but Big Fish gonna come in behind the jab.
And you know what makes me upset about thinking about that too? The fact that he calls out Earl, like his focus really should be on Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford's going to still be around after Earl beats up on Terrence Crawford, and Earl moves up and leaves those belts behind. Terrence Crawford's going to try to swoop up those belts. I guarantee he's going to try to swoop up those belts. And Bud and Boots should be really focusing on Terrence Crawford and stopping him from getting those belts. If Terrence Crawford some sort of how retire after this, and his slick ass don't try to swoop up those belts in no easy fights. He don't try to swoop up those belts in no easy fights. I'll be hellified surprised. I really do think his game plan is he got his money with this Errol Spence fight. Errol gonna get these belts, and he gonna try to stick around and get these easier fights.
I think that Terrence Crawford just got his retirement check because he said he didn't want to fight too long into his 30s. And
Yeah,
I feel like Terrence Crawford, the money he's getting paid now, he about to retire. It's gonna be more money than he's ever made this whole career.
Yeah, he
on
said
this
that
one
before.
fight.
He said that about 6 years ago that he wanted to retire. I think he
Yeah,
said
but he ain't had a retirement check.
yeah. I think he said he wanted to retire around about 30, 33 or 35. It was even one of them two.
It was 35.
35, and I'm pretty sure he's 36 now. So,
But you know he ain't got that retirement check. You can't retire until you get that check.
Yeah. So we know
he got this check he built up, and he
we,
about to collect on his check.
if he run out of here after this fight, we know he was a piece of shit from all along.
Well, we know he a piece of shit all along anyway. You see how many times he lies to the fans?
Yeah, true. That's true.
He stay lies.
I am definitely one of that mindset because I didn't watch them dudes in videos since he had those braids in his hair. ESPN was trying to make him seem like he was the greatest thing since sliced meat. I seen Adrian Broner at that weight doing having better competition and having better fights. Like those guys that Bud beat down there. I don't know, man. I think Adrian Broner was wiping them up pretty good down there.
Yeah, he was the can man.
Yeah,
I think the can man.
He fucked a lot of those dudes up. Okay, DeMarcus, I can't remember that one. The last dude he fought before he came up to 147. But he beat the shit out of you, man.
Before Paulie Malignaggi.
It was either Mexican or one of those. He was from Argentina or somewhere, but he was supposed to be real good. I think he was under.
You talking about Madonna?
No, not Madonna. This guy was in the 140 division, I think he was, and he was the top guy at 140. He was like undefeated or some old shit. And I knew his name a while back, but I just I haven't heard from him so long. I forgot his name. I think his name had a D in it. He had on black trunks that night. That Adrian Broner beat his ass. And had the commentators like, God damn.
Yeah, maybe somebody to check and help us because I can't even remember, man. Like I remember a lot of their fights, but fight like DeMarco, that's what Sir Isaac said at 135 DeMarco, and people should have said it.
Yeah, that's DeMarco. Yeah, I thought it was a 140, 135. I thought it was 135. Yeah, DeMarco, that dude. He was supposed to have been some shit at that point in time, man. And Broner went there, moved around, looking like, man, like I was following him before that fight, and he looked good, real good in that fight. Remember the one little kid, the one boy he fought with the ponytail that he had a little problem with, but he ended up getting him out of there? Can't remember that fucking dude. Damn, fucking dudes.
Well, you bringing back Adrian Broner memories, but you ain't remembered it.
Yeah, I know, man. I got see what it is. I'm bad with names.
See, I'm gonna tell you like this. I remember a lot of Adrian Broners. DeMarco had just knocked out Linares. Oh, okay, word. See, a lot of them fights from Adrian Broner, he didn't really fight a lot of. If you look back at Adrian Broner's resume. Like coming up, he was like Crawford. He didn't really fight a lot of big names until he got later on over there. A lot of them small fights. I mean, he fought some people. You feel what I'm saying? But like, didn't fight who he wanted to fight. But Ponce de Leon. Okay.
Yeah, Ponce de Leon. That's his name. That's his goddamn name. That was a wild ass fight. I remember that fight.
Sir Isaac, boy, I had to make you moderate all that good knowledge right there, buddy. But yeah, let me drop this link just in case anybody else want to step up here with us. Anybody else want to hop up here and chat? You can get up here with us. Salute, Sir Isaac. Anybody want to hop up here? You know, this is sports ball. We all can come up here and talk. But yeah, let me land this play real quick. But like, Boots needed his go ahead because you know Virgil Ortiz was on Golden Boy side. They know how fishnet Oscar De La Hoya is about making fights. So PBC already got Rashidi Ellis from there. He beat Alexis Rocha, who was supposed to be their big guy. Like they was pushing, they had the damn people behind Alexis Rocha, but Rashidi Ellis wasn't about to be the stepping stone. He popped Alexis Rocha ass. Oscar De La Hoya and them got mad. They set that man on the shelf for 2 years. And see, Rashidi Ellis and his brother Ronald Ellis, the one that gave Benavidez trouble, you know, they used to train with Canelo. So, you know, the Ellis boys, they used to be in the gym with Canelo all the time. So, you know, they learned a few things, and plus they could take a little something, but especially Ronald Ellis, they had to stop the fight on him. But when Rashidi got off the shelf, PBC snatched him up. He came over to the PBC. They tried to give him a fight where he could get his rounds, but if y'all don't remember, Rashidi knocked that dude out like the first or second round, like with a vicious hook. Just dropped, dude. Like, people was like, damn, where the hell Rashidi come with that power at? So we thinking Rashidi built up his daggone power that thing, but it was like a great timing shot as well as the power, but it was really great timing. The dude was awkward, and the dude had no punch resistance that we thought he had. Because after that, they scheduled the Raymond Villa fight. They was like, okay, Raymond Villa, this is a perfect match for Rashidi Ellis. This guy's going to come straight ahead. He got knockout power. He got 23 knockouts off of 24 wins. This is be a perfect fireworks show for Rashidi Ellis to build up the Boots and Rashidi fight. And see, they made contrasting fights. They gave Boots the Karen Kukadaja fight to show that Karen Kukadaja was a mover, and that Boots was supposed to show his greatness in cutting off the ring and destroying that man. So Boots was supposed to cut it off and beat Karen Kukadaja. Rashidi was supposed to activate his boxing skills and knock out Ramon Villa. Well, that night went terribly wrong because Boots was chasing that man down the whole time and got a win on the scorecard. And Rashidi Ellis, he lost his gas tank in the 7th, 8th round and got dropped twice and ended up getting robbed for the fight. So the whole thing flip-flopped. So now they got Ramon Villa. They like, okay, well, now we got Ramon Villa. We going to put him in there with Boots then. Hey, Kawhi, you know Tim Bradley, he going to always come up with excuses. You know, Tim Bradley, he put his faith in Bud to stop Spence, you know, because Spence made him take his ball and go home. You know, Spence told Tim Bradley to fight me or retire. And Tim Bradley was like, well, I just like to give my farewell speech. Yeah. Like I did the video, like, Tim Bradley, how you see all this stuff, but you had a first-hand chance to get in the ring with Spence. You had a chance to get the ring with Spence before he was Spence, before he got that Kell Brook fight in. See, what they don't know is when you got like a hard up-and-comer coming, you want to catch them early. Because the more experience that up-and-comer gets, the worse it's going to be later for you. You still there, Kareem?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst it's going to be. Because coming up, Errol wasn't the same fighter after he left Floyd Mayweather gym. The guy he used to spar with, I forgot the dude's name, but he said when Errol came back, he said Errol was doing all types of shit to him. He was like, man, what the hell? He said him and Errol used to spar all the time, but he said when Errol came back from sparring with Floyd, Errol was just a whole different beast. And he was whooping his ass. He said it took him a couple months to catch back up with Errol. I forgot the dude's name, though, but yeah. When you fight somebody great, they make you even much more greater. Because, you know, you learn off what you have. Like, iron sharpens iron,
Mm-hmm.
and for steel to get harder and more impenetrable, it has to go through the trial by fire, and you have to beat all the impurities out of it. And that's what PBC has been doing with Earl Spence, been beating all the impurities out of his game. And now he's he's at the prime of perfection. He's like, it don't get no better than this. And Bud Crawford's about to see in like, what is it, 16 days? Or like
That's
19
like
days, whatever. But he's about to see. He's about to see. It's about to be something real dirty coming down. This fight is not going the distance. And they got the sheep so full that the sheep are sitting here betting and raising the price up on Terrence Crawford. Over 90% of the betting is on Crawford. And like, I have no problem with it because y'all keep pushing the line up. Go ahead. But there's going to be a lot of sick people, and Vegas is going to have a party off of y'all indiscretion. And that's why I said once before, Vegas is pushing the narrative. They pushing the Terrence Crawford narrative. They have to. Because it's too many great boxers and analysts and traders that are choosing Crawford. And you like, why the hell are you choosing Crawford and you know your shit? Like, you know your shit. Why are you making a pick like this? And then you got to realize, okay, what are they gaining from this pick? Like, maybe they not trying to, maybe they trying to, if they feel like Crawford has an ego. Like, one of my videos, dude was like, nah, I ain't trying to disrespect him. But, you know, body work will stop it. You know, Crawford has a fragile ego. And if he feel like you disrespected him or you picking against him, he gets a little attitude. And you see, he already trying to jump on Trey Songz. So he don't care if you're an entertainer or not. You know, he's a bully. Like he tried to jump on Derrick James. But he better go do some research. Derrick James was 6'2", and he started his career 10-0. What messed up Derrick James' box career was his handlers. They put him in the ring with some dude named Cuddy that was like 28-0. They put that dude in there with 28-0. Yeah, 84. Vegas ain't the only people that's about to eat. We about to eat too. Because Spence by knockout it went up to 550. Hey Joshua, they done raised Stephen Fulton to plus 235. Oh man, but we got 3 paydays this year. Man, Oscar had Errol for 2 fights, Kawhi, and Errol left. Damn, Stephen Fulton done went up to plus 235. Wow. Yep. So that means all that money going on anyway, all that money going on Crawford. And when Canelo fights Jamil Charlo, all that money gonna go on Canelo. Man, this might be track hawk season. Might get a Maserati off the next one. Like, whoo. If things go right, we go from a track hawk to a Maserati to a damn Bentley. The way these people acting. But see, with that Fulton fight, you just gotta have to put the money on Fulton because he might stop that man though. Fulton has power. If you look at the Angelo Leo fight or the Daniel Ramon fight, Fulton can generate that power. He just don't sit down on his shots enough. But I hope Fulton know he might have to stop this man over there in Japan. Yeah, you go over to Japan, you might have to go ahead and get your stopping shoes out. You see how they did it, Great Floyd Mayweather threw his flowers on the ground and was very disrespectful. And you know, you're nothing like Floyd Mayweather, cool boy. I'm sorry to say. And you know, anyway, is they national treasure. So you know they're not trying to you know, give him that loss. Yep. And everybody's gonna be up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch that fight. Hey, dog, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. Come on now, I know somebody else is gonna hop up here with me and Kareem Elliott. Get up here, ask for ask any question that you want, or get up here and just say something. Click the link. It don't used to be like that. We all family here. Oh yeah, that liver shot, LS, is something serious. That liver shot, boy, that's debilitating. Like B Hop, Oscar, and Ryan Garcia.
I was on I was on with Fanan a couple of weeks ago, and I was asking him about all those Bud fans that used to be on his page. He used to have like 6 and 7 guys on there.
They still there.
All at the same time. He was telling me that some of them started working jobs and all this other shit. I was like, man, that's bullshit. They disappeared once this fight got made. When this fight wasn't made and they had a chance to gloat about, we should be making a fight and all that weird shit they was talking about, since the fight been made, they didn't went away.
Nah, because my boy Rick Timms, he's still in there. My boy Timothy Stoudemire, he's still there. I'm talking about big butt fans, like
yeah, that's
Timothy
what I'm saying.
Stoudemire, Rick Timms, that damn dude that get on my damn nerves. What's the fuck is his name? He be getting old. He country as hell. But nah, they still over there. They still over there ripping bud to the day they go.
They don't come on live though.
Yeah, they be on live. We be saying talking shit all the time.
I don't ever see him. He don't really invite people on like at the multitude no more.
But you know, they done gave Bud Spence a break for like 5 days now. But see, that's why I was sitting there talking about them building up this Boots fight. And like, if Boots want a Spence fight, Boots might not never get a Spence fight. And I'm just gonna be for real. Because Errol, he's only taking big fights.
If he did, it probably would be at the end of Errol's career, because Boots did say he was going to chase after those belts. He said that in an interview he was going to chase after those belts when Errol moved on.
Well, Errol,
and when he said that, I was thinking to myself, well, that don't mean you going to 147, because no telling how long it's going to take you to chase after those belts. Because he was sitting there saying. Somebody asked, it was an interview.
It's going to take at the least 2 years to get the belts, at least.
Yeah,
unless he unifies with somebody, and it'd be a year and a half.
Yeah, the interviewer had asked him how long he can make 147. And he was like, man, I make 147 forever.
He weighed in at 150 something, 145.
He said he ain't got no issues making 147. And I was like,
no, he don't. He came in underweight. He was like 145.
Now I'm saying like that kind of like shoots him down for fighting Errol, because he's not planning on moving up to 154.
Once he gets the belts, he's going. But Errol, he might as well stay at welterweight, because Earl's gonna be done by then. Because Errol will be up out of here in about 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like Earl's gonna win this, get this, go up there and see what he can do, and however that work out for him.
But no, Errol is the third. Is the final person on Canelo's contract.
And think about this: with the type of money that he draws, they're gonna line him up to get those belts. Watch, they're gonna line him up to get those belts.
Who?
Errol, because as much money as he draws at 154, they're gonna line him up to be undisputed.
Well, Jamil is undisputed.
I don't know if he's gonna be undisputed for.
I'm gonna tell you like this, right? If Jamil's going to fight Canelo, and I believe Jamil will beat Canelo.
Yeah, I got him too.
If Jamil beat Canelo, he's gonna be 2 times undisputed. Earl's gonna beat Crawford so bad Crawford don't want a rematch. Crawford already told us he don't want a rematch. People just not listening. Bud
Man,
had an interview and he said, I don't even want the rematch. And
he
people
did,
think he misspoke. No, he knows exactly what he said. He said he don't want the rematch. And only the loser decides the rematch.
no,
Bud's getting his money and he's about to get up out of here.
no, you know what he said, right? He did say that, right? But he said it in a way where, like, he's making it seem like he's gonna go in there and beat the shit out of Spence, and he's just gonna walk away. No, that's what, and that's what a lot of his fans will tell you, that that's what he mean
Well, I'm
by
gonna
that.
tell
No,
his fans that if you
no,
sign a contract, you can't walk away.
yeah,
If your
exactly,
man got a rematch clause, you got to get the rematch. What
exactly.
he doing?
He's not gonna
Like,
be able to go in there and win no fight and not end up having to fight that guy a second time. But he said that, and he meant what he said by, like, he don't want to fight a second time. He didn't say that, oh, he's gonna go. He didn't mean it like he was gonna go in there and beat up on Spence. He said it like he was gonna go in there and beat up on Spence. But in his heart of hearts, he's trying to get the hell out of here after this payday, like he was saying earlier. He really trying not to have a second fight unless he know he can get a whole lot more money. And if he do go back to
he's not
negotiate,
going back in that ring, man. That man done said what he said. People keep trying to put stuff on it. That man knows what he said. He knows the English language. That man said that said, I don't want the rematch. He's telling you he don't want the rematch.
yeah, that might
And see,
that
Jamel
might go.
Charlo, if he beats, because you stopped in the middle of it, but Jamel Charlo, if he beats Canelo,
Mhm.
Earl's coming up. Jamel can drop that WBO belt.
That's what I was
And
thinking.
Tim Zoo, let me finish it, bro.
Where
Tim Zoo and Earl could fight for that WBO belt because Tim Zoo has been calling out Earl Spence. He's been calling him out. And Tim Zoo is the WBO mandatory. So he can call him out. He's the mandatory. Let them fight it out for the belt. And that'll be a good match for Earl coming up because Tim Zoo making somewhat of a buzz for himself. And Earl's a better fighter than Bell. And Tim Zoo been talking that shit, and Earl needs a good fight. Like Earl has to have big fights. The fights that Earl is taking from now on is big fights. He doesn't take little fights. If you notice, he don't do tune-ups and he don't take little fights. Earl's taking big fights until he retires. So he get this fight, he fights Zoo, and he get his fight with Canelo. Yeah, Joshua Ryder, that's what I was thinking. But I'm thinking like this as well because Canelo Spence is the biggest fight, probably bigger than Pacquiao and Mayweather. Because after Spence beats Bud, Spence they gonna do over 1 million. So Spence gonna be bringing his 1 million+ fans, and then you got Canelo. Canelo, we say we won't, but if Canelo fighting the real fight, he gonna bring over 1 million. Watch when he fight Charlo. They do it over 1 million pay-per-view. Easy. Canelo about to show that he's arguably the king of boxing. I don't care what we say. He's fighting somebody that's actually a real fight. He's about to get over 1 million pay-per-view buys. This is going to be a year of $3 million pay-per-view buys from Al Heyman. Showtime is winning, and they about to give everybody else the big FU because they're about to do 3 back-to-back $1 million pay-per-views. They're going to have that one with Javante. They go with Spence and Crawford, and then they go with Canelo and Charlo. All of these are $1 million pay-per-views. And if Charlo doesn't knock out Canelo, I see them taking it from Charlo on the scorecard, even if Charlo beat the brakes off of him, because Spence and Canelo is at least a 2 million pay-per-view buy. At least 2 million pay-per-views. It's a much bigger fight than Charlo and Canelo. So if Charlo has a chance to finish it, but if he does not finish it, then they gonna put Charlo out and they're gonna get it ready for Earl to do it. Exactly, Auntie Black Cherry. And that's why I feel like Charlo hasn't fought Kazoo yet. Because he's a good test for Earl moving up. So he can get used to the weight. Because people feel like Earl got to put on weight. No, he still got to cut weight down. Because Earl walk around comfortably at 170, 180. He used to get up to like 200, but he stopped that. He's been trained. He got the nutritionist. So 168 won't be a problem making, but he needs to still be athletic. So I think about 160 will be a great size for him. That'll still keep him with his size advantage and speed over Canelo. But you know, Earl's got that stamina, the workhorse. Yes, sir, Jermaine. That fight gonna be at Dallas Cowboy Stadium, over 100,000 seats filled to capacity. Jerry Jones already talking about it. They already got that thing set up in the works. Earl Spence versus Canelo Alvarez. Yes, sir. Yep. Hey, salute to my guy James with the cash app. Salute James, appreciate you, bro. I forgot to say something about it. My bad. Salute to my man James for the cash app. Salute to Devon Salas for the nice cash app. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And I appreciate you using Cash App instead of the super chat, because the super chat they take more than half of it from me. And I don't feel like letting them line their pockets up with more money. Like they already pimping us. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I found that crazy as hell too. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, bro. Like that crap crazy.
I don't know how
Like,
they I don't know how they call themselves helping people out, upping their prices like they do.
yeah, bro. Like my people on my first day, I had like $50 in super chats. And I went to the thing, it showed I only got 21, like they kept 29 of it. I'm like, well, damn. LX Cuddy, yeah, this this fight wouldn't have been in Dallas though. You know, this is a Vegas fight. You know, the biggest fights, the biggest money is in Vegas. Unless it's Canelo and then if it's Canelo or Earl, then they can charge Vegas prices out there in Texas because it's a different type of draw. But until they do that, the people they go pack out Texas with for Bud, like Canelo a different thing because it's right there at that border. So you know they can get them over here, um, get everything right. Hey, Auntie Black Cherry, check out Jermaine Wood, Opinionated Boxing and Hit Dog for me. Nah, Chitlin, you don't even get to cash them out into like a month. Into like they hold it for a month. Like they get the interest off of it, everything for a month. Yeah, before they even give it to you. I don't know about that, Jermaine Wood, but like they think it, if Spence was to lose to Crawford, that's why they got that backup plan with the rematch clause. But Spence ain't about to lose to Crawford. That's the thing. We're not even gonna put that in the air. Yeah, we not even put that in the air. But it wouldn't be no problem. Shit, that I actually believe that Fulton, look, anyway, has never fought a black fighter. If you haven't fought a black fighter, you missing a whole demographic of people that can get down for the get down. You feel what I'm saying? We're not just average fighters. We're the best fighters. So if you never even sparred one of us, Fulton ain't the one you want to hop off the porch and fight. I'm just saying. PBA's big dog, salute, salute. Yeah, Fulton ain't the one that you want to practice boxing with black folks with. Fulton gonna do something dirty to you. Fulton spars with Boots Ennis. That's who he spars with. But yeah, we got about 13 more minutes. If there's anything y'all want to talk about for these last 13 minutes, let me know. That's why it's called gambling, Chitlin. That's why it's called gambling. Because if Japan do something shady, I'm going to be mad as hell. But if they don't, I'm going to be mad as hell for not trying. You feel me? Because, see, honestly, Fulton should wipe anyway. Spence gonna crush Crawford, and Jamel should dust off Canelo in a perfect world. But you know the powers to be and where the money's at. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you so much, Auntie. Auntie Black. You know you and Shawar the top dogs on my channel, especially Shawar. She been with me since I been everywhere. We go everywhere together in these YouTube streets. But yeah, before we recap, what I was saying though, people becoming fan. They say fanboys, but people acting like Boots is the second coming of Sugar Ray and all that. Boots did great. I'm not gonna take nothing away from the kid, but look at the fight for what it was. It was a tailor-made fight. It was a showcase fight. He was supposed to look spectacular because they gave that fight to Rashidi Ellis first. And if you think I'm bullshit, go back and look at when Rashidi Ellis fought that man. Go watch how Rashidi Ellis was putting paws on this man. He was doing this man dirty. PBA's big dog, I wouldn't say that, bro. He's not ready for Errol because you see Ramon Villa was still catching him with good shots. And if we look at Ramon Villa when he fought Rashidi Ellis for 7-8 rounds, Rashidi Ellis was beating the shit out that man just like Boots. Then he ran out of gas. And then they gave it to Ramon Villa. See, Rashidi's gas was supposed to be up, so that could have been a showcase fight for him. But Rashidi dropped the ball, and they gave that showcase fight to the Boots. Like, everybody forgetting about Errol and Leonard BUNDU. Like, that was the same way. But Leonard BUNDU was 32-1. Shit, Spence is one of the hardest punches out there, bro. You hear Jamil Charlo say that's the hardest he ever been hit by. And people really don't even know Spence's power because he don't sit all the way down on his shots. Not yet. But everybody that's in sparring practice with Spence has to wear rear protectors, even the heavyweights. No problem, opinionated. But yeah, PBH, he's good, but I think him and Crawford would be a great match. He a style matchup nightmare for Crawford because he can switch fluidly and he has a high volume. Plus, he goes to that body. Yeah, Crawford, I hate going against Boots. Yeah, I'm not saying he can't, PBH, but he ain't gonna set the man down like that. You know, Spence can stay in front of people too and box him. I'm just saying, like, his aggression ain't effective. I mean, like, he plays with his food, bro. Basically, what I'm saying, and he'll get better at it. But Vila had no jab, and he was a straightforward up and down fighter. Like, you didn't have to look for him. You already knew where he was gonna be at. He's gonna be sitting right there waiting for you to throw a bomb and land on him. That's what I'm saying. Like, he was a showcase fight. He was a tough, durable person to make him look good. That can take some punishment and make you look good. That's what he was. I mean, I'm not gonna take nothing away from him, but I'm not about to give him nothing that he ain't got either. Like Rashidi Ellis, like if PB, I know you remember the fight with Rashidi Ellis. I know you remember the first half of the fight with Ramon Villa, Rashidi Ellis. You was like, man, Rashidi putting on a clinic. Be honest. Tell me you wasn't saying that. Tell me you wasn't saying, man, Rashidi beat the hell out this dude. And then Rashidi ran out of, then he ran, his gas tank went low. And see, that's why Boots had to step in and start going to the dude's body. Because if Boots didn't get in close and try to keep outboxing him, then they was going to try the same thing they did with Rashidi Ellis. And in the second half of the fight, they was going to try to walk Boots down. That's why Boots had to get in there, trade with him, and go to the body. Oh yeah, he can compete at PBH. I think Boots would beat Crawford. Honestly, him and Spence, that'd be a hell of a scrap. And Spence won't walk out of there with a few bruises. Like, that'd be a hell of a war. But in about 2, maybe 3 more years, Boots will be unstoppable. And see, Spence gonna be on the wrong end of 35. So they generational talents. They gonna just miss each other because after Errol fights Canelo, Earl's done. Earl's done after Canelo. Just like Crawford's done after Spence. That whole boy, salute, brother. Salute, salute, salute. Yeah, that's what I was saying, PBH. They know how to there go. Let me hit my boy Justin up. Hold on, Justin. That's what I was saying, PBH. They know how to set up the boxing matches to make you look good. See, they had Ramon Villa and Rashidi Ellis, so Rashidi could look good, so they could make the big super fight between Rashidi and Boots. But Rashidi, his conditioning, it failed on him, so he got stepped on. Yeah, that whole boy EJ ain't about to keep doing this. Yeah, he about to take some time after this Crawford fight. But like I was telling them, I see Jamel Charlo going up to fight Canelo, dropping the WBO belt, and Errol coming up and fighting Tim Kazoo for that WBO belt. PGB, nah, because Boots is trying to be undisputed welterweight, for one. Spence not staying around that long. Spence, he's almost done. Much love to you too, my boy Justin. Spence is not staying around long. Spence got a big fight. After his Canelo fight, Spence is done. That's why Spence is only making big fights. When he came back off the injury, he said it. only big fights, only strap season fights. Spence, he said he wanted to enjoy the fruits of his labor and his kids. And you know, now people are retiring boxing much more earlier. Like Jared Anderson, he said he want to retire at 27. Like they making enough money now where they ain't got to keep taking these punishment all their life. So you know, I respect them from getting in there, getting their money, and get out the way. But you got some boxers in there that didn't make the decisions and got to sit there and fight around. Yep. But shit, I appreciate each and every one of y'all that came out today. You know, my time slot is up. But I want to see y'all all here tomorrow at 4, from 4 to 6. That's the upper echelon time slot, baby. From 4 to 6. But peace and blessings and shalom to each and every one of y'all. And I got my people rinsed up everything. So, yeah, I was able to do that. So, yeah. And I'm going to catch all y'all tomorrow.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I
Peace and
got it
blessings
for 'em.
to all y'all,
They want that
man.
smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the
Yeah,
squeeze,
for
leave a nigga.
thank you, young world.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got
I'm
it
going to
for 'em.
send y'all out
They
with
want
my
that smoke,
song,
you know
though.
I
My cousin's song and everything. You know, I always play this song.
I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Trying to catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get the strike and guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK or anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. 7.62 gon' split 'em. LN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops straight go. I got them all, you don't want no. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze, leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason.